Budgeting is a great thing that you spend a bunch of time planning out your next year in a variety of different ways, looking at your dollars from a couple of different perspectives. And then 3 months in, you wind up pivoting and adjusting it a little bit. And I think it's really important to plan annually and forecast annually. But then you monitor and you look at things quarterly and even monthly with your finance team, and you make little tweaks to it. So it might not be the exact budget at the end of the year that you set off with, but if you can start at the beginning of the year and look at, what are the primary financial goals for the year? And we'll talk a little bit later about how we can translate that conversation down into the marketing channels and pretty much all the elements of your business and operations. But the main goals, and some of that, in order to do that, you need to put together some numbers, and you need to kind of get yourself, if you don't know your numbers, there's an old saying, if you don't know your numbers well, you probably don't know your business real well. And getting to know that and getting the detail and the clarity on that before you begin your budgeting is really, really important. If you start budgeting with flawed information, then you're going to have a flawed budget that's not going to be sustainable. So, garbage in, garbage out, all that. So, taking a look at what are the goals and priorities, and then getting the data so that you can draft the initial budget. And then if you have multiple departments involved in those things, in your expenses, if you have your production team, if you have your fixed assets like your machines, then you look at the finances and you go, okay, does this serve this purpose? Does the marketing team going to fulfill the sales team, which is going to fulfill the production team? And do all the numbers have what they need in order to hit those goals? And then once you have those communications, that dialogue in place and then you can put the numbers down, make it an operational budget that gets implemented, deployed, and monitored and adjusted. And that's where that whole tracking and feedback loop come into play. That has to happen internally as well. Getting that conversation between the departments, hey, marketing, you generated a whole bunch of leads, but sales didn't close any. All right, well, let's ask sales why. Or we got all these leads and we closed all these deals, but we didn't get the jobs completed on time, which caused a lag in our deliverables and in our forecast for our revenue. So you get the opportunity, if you manage your business with the numbers according to your budget. There was something somebody told me a long, long time ago. If you manage your business yearly, you might have a bad year. You probably won't have a bad decade. If you manage your budget monthly, might have a bad month, but you won't have a bad year. All the way down to the line. So if you manage your business daily, you might have a bad day, but it probably won't turn into a bad week because you're going to catch it, spot it, and deal with it. And running it right along those lines, I think is a great way to go.